I wanted to like this one. A new Easter, which only means one thing: a whole new season, a whole new year, where someone has to do the walk of shame, someone has to be the first to fuck up. I have been itching to do one of these again, but then I didn't know what qualified as a real true piece of shit blockbuster. Like, what counts? Spectre? The Good Dinosaur? Ride Along 2? But no, here we have it. This is what a shitty corporate mess of a blockbuster looks like. Just cinema at its finest, fuck. Thank you, GC, I almost forgot. Zack Snyder, come on man, what are you doing? Okay, so before we go in, I'm not a DC fan. I think Zack Snyder, to his merit, has read at least one more comic than I have. Sadly, it looks like his one inspiration is Frank Miller. So yeah, long story short, two superheroes are mad at each other and they're punching each other again. Now, come on, guy, I'm an adult, I've got debt and crippling depression, fuck off. Batman versus Superman versus cinema. That's just as an institution. Okay, so right off the bat, the first problem is literally the name. Batman versus Superman. Here is a literal, no-shame gladiator match. The mentality of death battle or something. When you use a title that blatant, you go into Alien versus Predator territory. You know, Freddy versus Jason. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. The premise of two cultural icons having it out to the fucking death. Jesus versus Darth Vader. And do we get Batman vs Superman? Yeah, about 2 hours in. What is the rest of the film? Establishing other franchises and political ideologies. Yeah, Batman vs Superman is going political. Batman and Superman have the fucking guts, the audacity to preach on moral conflict. I can't. Zack Snyder, you are not intelligent or subtle enough to be X-Men. With a name like that, you are more on Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus territory. Kramer versus Kramer, Dawn of Justice. Monsters versus Aliens, Dawn of Justice. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Now let's name it what it actually is. Zack Snyder versus DC Comics. Murder Man versus Angst Man. Stop me when you get it, I'm just gonna keep going. Change the name or change the tone. This is practically false advertising. In fact, you know what, fuck it, change everything. Number 2, why is Lex evil? I usually reserve one entire space for the villain in these videos. I've noticed the thing I do. I did it with Ultron, I did it with the fucking dinosaur. But for the most part, Jesse Eisenberg is fucking hilarious. I know nothing about Lex Luthor at all, but even without prior knowledge, I can tell you that that isn't Lex Luthor. But at the same time, I don't give a fuck. Who cares if he's doing his finest Jim Carrey impression? He's funny, he brings something to the film. Somebody is emoting something. He was fun, he was animated in this hall of jaded, frowning anti-heroes. That said, doesn't really make up for the fact that he has no character.
If man won't kill God, the devil will do it.
Nothing makes up for the fact that his dialogue was all riddles, all of it. Literally every line a jittery ramble about mythology, America, God, or the big bad, ultimately not leading him to actually say a whole lot at all. Any guessing on his motive, his origin, is just all completely speculation. Insane. I've heard people try and defend him with oh, his dialogue was just too smart for the average audience goer. You'd understand if you'd read the comics. No. Did we watch the same movie where Batman just tore a sink out to kill Superman with? By the way, that was the funniest fucking thing in the movie. Okay, so man versus God, devils come from the sky, cryptic vapid line about the oldest lie in America. Hey man, I just want to know why you don't like Superman. That's a question I shouldn't have to ask. Number 3, Zack Snyder versus pacing. Dawn of Justice. Okay, so honestly, congrats to Snyder for making the world's first non-linear superhero film. You know how some films like Big Lebowski and Kiki's Delivery Service sort of don't have a... They seem like they don't have a point or a plot. That's called a non-linear narrative, and it's amazing how Zack Snyder has pioneered the first superhero film to have that. Because in this film, just like those, things just sort of happen. Well, against all the odds, Snyder has pioneered the world's first abstract superhero film narrative. Amazing. This film has no pacing. 0. Scenes will flip between Clark Kent, Lois Lane, Batman, terrorists in the desert, just seemingly at random. Because that's what happens when you try and juggle 3 films into one. There's a part of me which really wants to like Superman deep down. I'm gonna give him a shot. If anything, good has come from this film. It has made me want to play the Injustice game. If that's the best thing a piece of media did, you made me want to go play another piece of media, you have failed. 4. Backward establishing is cheating. This film has a real tendency to just backtrack. Like, we start in the future, so there's no origin story. That's kind of interesting. We get to skip a lot of bullshit that we've already seen a million times. They're sort of in a rush to, let's assume, catch up with Marvel. Oh my god, they've just zoomed straight in. Instead of introducing things naturally, in just like how, you know, storytelling does. Instead, it's like, oh, Joker exists in this world. Robin might have died. Flash is in the future. What? All these things have kind of already happened. I'm not even going into the fact that the Justice League scene was on a laptop screen. It was a YouTube video. It's like what you're watching right now. That's how they introduce Flash and Cyborg. Oh, what a day. By the way, that was the worst introduction I've ever seen in cinema. That was hilariously bad. The second Aquaman comes out and he's just like, hi, just eyeing up the audience. Fuck off. We also see Cyborg's origin story, just like that, just in 5 seconds. Just, there it is, I guess. Like, what is the point of a standalone at this point, some might say. And I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, backward establishing is fucking cheating. You can't establish a movieverse like Marvel did over 7 years in 2 minutes on a laptop screen. Imagine back in Iron Man 1, imagine if Nick Fury showed up to Tony Stark at the end of it, you know, the end credit scene, had a laptop and just flips open and goes, boom, yo Iron Man, check this out, this guy's called Hulk, he turns green and shit, and this is Captain America, here's some World War II footage, and this is Thor, he's like an alien or some shit, I don't know, and Tony Stark's just standing there like, what, why are you showing me this? And he's like, oh, I don't know, I just got a feeling that we're gonna all be assembled. And then he just walks the fuck off. And then the next film is Avengers. To cut straight to 2012, that is what they've done here. And it's a fucking amazing practical joke. Next. Number 5, they did it again. 9/11, they did it fucking again. Okay. So, the moral of this is loads of 9/11, Metropolis shit. I know lots of people don't like that as it is. I think it's kind of interesting. My god, is Superman not the fucking platform for it? Anyway, the Man of Steel, the thing we've learned is 9/11 is bad. You can't do 9/11. That's what we were taught throughout this film. It's why Batman hates Superman. And what does Batman do in the end finale? He looks at the giant nuke monster and he brings it back. It's in the middle of nowhere, and he leads it back to the city on purpose. What? Na 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 na. Hypocrite man. It's insane. It's just the amount of backwards, I don't know. Because they need some buildings to blow up, really, don't they? Otherwise, how do you end a superhero movie? And the destruction is worse than Man of Steel is 9/11 times 5. Awful, just awful. I'm not look at the people died here. I don't care what the film tells me. I don't care what you tell me. Scientifically, people died. Buildings have been destroyed. Collateral damage. That's not the point. This is awful. The film isn't learning its own moral. Just terrible. Just a terrible, terrible climax. But it's okay, because at this point, me and my friend were just laughing. We were just giggling at this point, because how can you take this seriously? Well, some people have. Some people are still singing this film's praises, and as ever, my goal is to not take it away from you. I want you to enjoy this. Okay, that's a lie, actually. Stop encouraging bad movies! In short, I can honestly say that I am a huge fan of this film. From the halfway point on, it's just hilarious. Real Batman Forever level. It's been a while since I've been genuinely bewildered by a film. As far as this genre goes, yeah, it's a new low for the genre. Spider-Man 3, Amazing Bulk, Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice. Really. It's insane. The saddest thing here is that these are two cultural icons, some of the most famous fictional characters ever, period, ruined. They're finally both on film, and they're finally met, and they're finally fighting! And somehow, I don't care. How has this happened? And I give it a 4 out of 10. Not as bad as Jurassic World or Star Wars, but it's pretty bad. Glad I went, please God no more. Anyway, I'm glad that at the end of the day, the superheroes put their power-policing issues aside and learned the value of teamwork and friendship. Anyway, next month, something completely different. Oh. Okay. Hopefully, see you back this time next month. Please, God.